Good morning and happy Sabbath. It's a pleasure to meet you once more as we worship the Lord. We praise the Lord for what He has done for us in many different ways. The Lord has been good to us, He has kept us, and He continues to care for us. As we meet this Sabbath, we want to reflect on a very challenging issue. The paradox of life, where we do what we consider to be the right things and get wrong results. Doing it right and getting it wrong. That's one of the mysteries of life. When you do something right and get it wrong. As we ponder on issues related to the family this morning, we want to look at this puzzling reality of doing things right and getting the results wrong. I have listened to many presenters on the issues of the family. Very blessing. I always listen to them, and very blessing. Great presentations on issues related to the family. Some of the issues that are always raised is how to make a family happy, how to live happily as a family. And I have no qualms with that. We need more of such seminars, we need more of such lessons because they really help us. And those theories are correct, and I have no doubt about them, that the Lord desires that we live in very happy and fulfilled families. But, one reality of life, you can be a very good father, take care of your son, take care of your daughter, buy them Bible stories, spend time with them in prayer, teach them the correct path, and be an example to your family, but at the end, you get wrong results. One of the most painful experiences, extremely painful, to see a child who was raised by believing parents, who gave it all for the well-being of the child when the child is grown up. And for sure, it is as though they had read the book of Proverbs, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from it. But after doing it right, the child departs from the way. In case you have never experienced that, life is a very good teacher. You are yet to see things that are inexplicable, difficult to understand. And at times, you may be a very good wife. Take care of your husband. Attend marriage enrichment seminars and do the best. Pray for your husband. Do the best that you can to make your marriage work. Do the best that you have ever dreamt of doing to make your marriage work. In fact, before you even got married, you prepared as a young girl and said, Lord, give me Mr. Right. and you prayed about him, and your paths were straight. And for sure, the Lord gave you a husband. And you tried as much as you could to make your husband happy. But alas, later on, your marriage doesn't work. The very husband you have devoted so much attention, all your energy has been devoted for the happiness of your husband. Later on, you get it wrong. He looks for another woman whom you think doesn't care about him as you were doing. But he just looks for another woman, marries another woman altogether, and really it hurts your heart. You believe you are such a good man. You did the best that you could do for your wife. Give it all for her well-being, and surrender your happiness, postpone all your plans. Why? Because you want this woman to become a fulfilled woman that she could become. And all your dreams, you put them aside. You say, my dream is the dream of this woman. If this woman can become self-actualized, if this woman can be what she dreamt of becoming, my life will be fulfilled. After you have done all that, then the woman of your dreams, whom you have made to realize her dreams, later on, either she abandons you, or if she doesn't abandon you, she is involved with another man. And possibly a man who has never done anything for her. Your husband is now involved with another woman who has never done anything for your husband except to bring disease to him. Nothing else. Have you seen such things in life where you have given it all and you get it wrong? We have a story in the Bible. We have this account in the book of 1 Kings of these ladies, 1 Kings chapter 3. The two ladies, they come before Solomon, and they have been asleep from verse 16, 1 Kings chapter 3. These two ladies have been asleep. They give birth to children, and each has her own child. And as they are asleep, one lies on her child, and the child dies. And in the midst of the night, she goes, after overlaying her on her son, she goes to another woman, exchanges the children. In the morning, the woman who has slept so carefully, who has been careful during the night, in the morning, she wakes up with a dead son. It's not the son that she had before she went to sleep. And during her sleep, she was cautious not to overlay her son. She does everything to protect her son. But in the morning, she wakes up with a dead son. The tragedy of life, the pain of life, the paradox of life, where a person has been so careful to follow God's instructions on how to do it right. But in the morning, you wake up with a son whom you didn't have before you went to sleep yesterday night. In case you are going through such an experience, I want to talk to you this morning. You have a daughter. When you took your daughter to school, she was such a good daughter, such an adorable daughter. As she grew up in your hands, you gave the best name. The best name you could ever think of, you gave it to your daughter. Lord, make my daughter to be the dream of my life. And you dreamt many things about the future of your daughter. Lord, give this daughter the best. And you gave it all. Took her to the most expensive school. And gave everything that you never had in your own life. What your parents never gave you, you gave it to your daughter. Lord, make my daughter to become a dream daughter. And you saw her becoming the best businesswoman, the best whatever. Lord, here you have given me a son. And I want to follow the manual. I want this son to be the best that can be. And you were so careful like this lady. Spent the night so careful. You were aware that I have a responsibility. I have a daughter. I have a son. I have to give it all so that my son becomes the best, so that my daughter becomes the best that can be. My wife becomes the best that can be. My husband becomes the best that can be. And attended the best schools, gave everything, every need that the child had. You gave whatever was within your means, you gave it. But at the end, after you had done everything, there you are today. You have a drug addict. Your daughter is addicted to drugs. Your son is addicted to drugs. Drooping, eyes drooping, red. And as you see your son, as you see your daughter, you ask yourself, Lord, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? This is not what I prayed for. This is not the reason why I bought all those Bible stories. This is not the reason. This is not what I wanted. I wanted something better. I needed something better. This is not what I wanted. But it's there right before you, staring before you as you come from work after a day of hard labor. After working so hard, you come back home. You see, there is the child, seated right inside your home, if you can find him home, drunk, finished. You look at him, you look at her, almost your age, the appearance, the features are even almost older than you in his appearance. Finished. The hair has turned into something else. Everything, every feature of your child resembles your great-grandmother. Your great-grandfather is looking like your child right before you. And you ask yourself, Lord, where did I get it wrong? This lady spent the whole night careful about her son. But in the morning, she has a dead son, and her son has been stolen. Stolen by another woman, stolen by another system. And we have many systems that are stealing our children. We live in a community that is stealing our children. We take care of them, but the community steals them. And I will outline a few of those communities. And there is something we can do, but at times it goes even beyond us. We have schools which steal our children. At times, even Christian schools, sadly, at times even Christian schools which steal our children. You take your child to the best Christian school where God should be worshipped, but the child learns how to drink alcohol in a Christian environment. You take your child to the best school where you expect your child to come back as a church elder, as somebody, as a lover of God, but he comes back with an aversion to spirituality, an aversion to worship, so much averse to worship, hating God as a God hater coming from there. And as they tell you, as the child tells you, what is prevailing in those schools, you wonder, your child has been stolen. Stolen in school, stolen in universities, where the child has been taught something else different from what you have been teaching at home. But the child gets stolen in those systems. The child taught something else. You taught your child, my child, you have to respect your parents. You have to respect me. When he comes back from school, he knows better than you. He is ready to lecture you about life. No, things are done this way. No, mommy. You are mistaken. Come for a lecture. He has become your professor. And he has not even finished his first degree. He has just entered university. But he has become your professor. No, alcohol kills. No, mommy. Let me explain to you. You need a glass of wine, just a little bit, a sip of wine. It's good for the heart, mommy. It's good for the heart for me. It's because you don't know, mommy. And there you are, so much charged, emotionally drained, annoyed. And there is a child before you, teaching you what should be done in life. He has more experience. He has become more experienced than you. If you have not countenanced such things, wait, life will make you to see some things that are very difficult to understand. And there you are. You have given it all. Your wife is there. You have given it all for the best, for the well-being of your wife. But your wife has been stolen. Stolen by many ideologies, by many philosophies that are floating around, which teach many things. Your husband has been stolen by multiple philosophies that are floating around. We have no time to enumerate all of them, but multiple philosophies which are telling your husband, which are impacting your marriage, that no. When a wife does this, she is misbehaving. Just beat her. If a woman has never been beaten, she can never appreciate that you are a real man. Once in a while, once in a lifetime, you need to beat your wife once. She will know that you are a man, and she will know that you really love her, you care about her. Treat her like your child. That's your child. Just take care of your child. Your husband, he has been given all this, stolen by these philosophies. And there you are. You wake up in the morning. You have something different from the man that you married. The man that you saw on the wedding day is a different one from the man you are staying with. Doing it right. Getting it wrong. And it's not only that is stealing. We have many thieves that are stealing. We also have the cyberspace. We have internet that is stealing our children, apart from the school. We have the internet that is stealing our children. You know, you see children with their faces looking down and with some earphones almost like covering their ears. They cannot hear anything, and they are just looking down. Hello, can I? Sunny, please, can you take care of this? Can you fetch fire? Nothing. Addicted to the internet. He cannot do anything. She cannot do anything. Just addicted to the internet. From morning, if there is no Wi-Fi, the children just get ill. If there is no Wi-Fi at home, you can say that the children are now ill, and that sickness can only be cured by Wi-Fi, nothing else. It's a disease. That disease, in case it's not there in your home, maybe you are yet to encounter it. But you have your children stolen. You have something else. And now you have a dead body in the morning. As you wake up in the morning, you have a dead body, which cannot listen to any instruction, which cannot do anything. All that he or she can do is to pick up a phone and spend it on Wi-Fi. You have a dead body in your home. You have a man who should be the father of the home, but he does nothing except to be texting his girlfriend, nothing else, and except to be making bellowing instructions, but doing nothing, doing it right and getting it wrong. After this has happened, what should we do? I want to present 3 lessons that we need to take care of. The first lesson that we have is right efforts do not necessarily lead to right results. Number 1, right efforts don't necessarily lead to right results. You go to Genesis 29. You have the story of Jacob. Jacob works for 7 years, working for Rachel. After working for 7 years for Rachel, he is given Leah. After all the hard work, 7 years, on the wedding eve, he realizes, in the morning, realizes, no, this is a Leah. It's not the Rachel that I've worked for. I've worked so hard, but I've been given a Leah. Right efforts don't necessarily lead to right results. You see, we have many theologies which are floating, and one of those theologies methodizes salvation. It methodizes God. It gives us a formula of how to manipulate God, that if you do this to God, God will do it this way. But I'll tell you, there are many things we don't understand about God, and that we don't understand about life, and that we don't understand about sin. We can do it right and get it wrong. Jacob did it right. He worked hard, got into a contract, worked for Rachel, but he got a Leah. So it's one thing you have to accept, number 1. That you can do it right and get it wrong. Why can this happen? It happens because we are in a great controversy. We are in a great controversy. And if there was no sin, therefore we would, everything we did right, we would get it right. But we are in a great controversy. We will do many things right, and at times get results wrong. And I'll give you a few other examples of people who did it right and got the result was wrong. One of those is God himself. God created man, and after creating, he said, it is good. He created Adam and Eve, perfect conditions, but they sinned. And sin is a mystery. How could it enter in such purity, in such perfection? How could sin enter? But it entered. And God's children, God's firstborn, Adam himself, he sinned. When God, the perfect Father, had done it right. Therefore, we have to understand, it does not mean that we should not put all our effort to doing things right. We still have to. But we have to understand that we are against an adversary. We are against the devil who is fighting against us. So you can do it right and get it wrong, because we are in this controversy. Point number 2 that we need to understand as we are in this controversy. Second, we need to love. We need to love even when it has become difficult to love. We need to love like God. One of the realities of the great controversy is you see, the devil is challenging the character of God. He's saying God is not a loving God. And the great controversy, in a smaller way, is prevailing at your home, that this father is not a loving father. This husband is not a loving husband. This wife is not a loving wife. And if you could remove this blessing, this woman will not love. This woman will not forgive. You have to love your child, even when it has become difficult to love. Difficult to love. Some children can frustrate you. They know the right nerve to touch in order to annoy a parent. And at times, as a parent, you feel, I think I've done enough. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Whether she dies or whether he dies, whatever happens, I don't care. I'll go and bury. Yes, at times those experiences come. You know, one parent was commenting some years ago. He was saying, the immorality of my daughter. This daughter, she's just so immoral. And I've told her again and again that there is HIV and AIDS. But, well, she can't listen. If she contracts HIV and AIDS, I'll go and bury. What else can I do? I'll just go and bury. But God is inviting us. He says in Matthew 5, verse 48, be therefore perfect, be therefore mature, as your Father in heaven is mature. There are some things that our Father does. He does for the devil. He gives the devil free oxygen. Free. No rent. The devil does not pay any rent. God in heaven supplies him. He gives rain to those who worship him and those who don't worship him. What about your own son? What about your own son? What about your own daughter? How can you give up on your own daughter? God has given you, this is your ministry. And you have to love. Even when it has become so difficult to love, you have to love. Go and seek your son. Go and seek your daughter. Wherever, in the gutter or in the gully, wherever the child may be, go and seek after him and say, come back home. Come back home. Yes. Continue waiting at the gate. like the father of the prodigal son. Wait at the gate. Your son has to come back home. Your daughter has to come back home. You are the parent. Love your child. Give all the love, even when it's difficult to love. Point number 3. Some results may be known in heaven. Some of the results may be known in heaven. For now, you have done it right and gotten it wrong. But it's not the end of the battle. It's not the end of the story. The battle continues. You know the experience of Paul with Stephen. Stephen was stoned by Paul. He died. And in his conscience and in his mind, Paul was a martyr. There was little chance of Paul making it to heaven. But there will be something in heaven. Stephen will meet his son, who is called Paul, in heaven, whom he never expected in heaven. Some of the results will come maybe after you are dead. And some of them, even when you are alive, you will not know them. You will not know that your daughter in her drunken state prayed, has been praying, calling upon God. You don't know. You may not know. So since the results, full results, will be known in heaven, continue calling upon the Lord. Continue praying, continue calling upon the Lord. It's a tough battle. We don't know for now. It's difficult for now. But what I want to tell you is the battle is not yet over. Hold on, my child. Joy comes in the morning. Yes, you may be confronted with a challenge in your family. It may be difficult in your family, and it's difficult even to pray. What is happening in your family? You ask yourself, but why, Lord? Why? After doing so much, after investing so much, why? Why me? I want to assure you this morning, the Lord still cares. This Lord knows what you are going through. And as I close this service, I want to appeal to you, those who are going through difficult experiences, parents who are struggling in their families, struggling with children, struggling with a daughter who cannot do it right. She has become an embodiment of immorality. You have tried everything. It's difficult. I want to give this assurance to you that the Lord is giving to you. Fear not, I am with you. I will uphold you with my right hand. You may be struggling with your son. You have tried everything. You have gone to every counselor, you have done everything. It's difficult. I want to give these words to you. Fear not. Yes, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That's what the Lord says to you. You may be struggling with your husband. It may be difficult. Your marriage may be going through the rocky path. But I want to assure you, God cares. You may be struggling with your wife. It may be struggle in your home. I want to appeal to you this morning. Continue calling upon the Lord. You may be having a dead son for now, but the issue shall be resolved. We have a Solomon in heaven who will resolve our issue. It may not be resolved for now, but I want to tell you, ultimately, it shall be resolved. For now, we can only carry on. For now, until then, my heart shall go on singing. Until that day, my heart can sing.